if you could get a Five Guys burger and
Okay.
you could get Cajun fries from Five Guys,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of getting the full order of fries for the same price, you could half the fries and get, say, 4 chicken wings.
I would do it every time.
Okay. Which makes it a side. I'm just kidding.
If you could go to space, would you go?
Would I go to space?
Yeah.
Probably not. Like on one of the
Mm-hmm.
commercial ships
Yeah.
kind of thing going, nah, no, not for me.
That doesn't interest you?
No. Does it interest you?
No, but I just wondered if it interested you.
No.
It's too scary right now. I don't know. I'd have to see a lot of people like make it, you know.
There would have to be more of a purpose to it versus just like being up there.
Like,
Even though I've heard people say it's like
it's a little
life
vacation,
changing. Yeah,
you know?
it's like no, I don't. The amount of money and what I could do with that money. No.
I mean, how many people have actually gone to space?
Well, technically, I think a lot of those you're not even technically in space.
You're
You're
just like in the atmosphere, just really high up.
yeah, you're just like
Yeah.
outside the atmosphere.
Dude, have you seen one of those maps that like has all of the satellites that are currently around the Earth right now?
Oh yeah,
It's insane.
yeah. No, it's
It is insane.
well, that you. Then the question I always think of, or that people always I think initially get is, well, why don't they hit each other? Well, it's just because
Dude.
well, it's because they're all just moving at the same speed, so no one speeds up. So it's like a bunch of traffic where everyone's going the same and no one ever slows down.
Not to get super doomsday-esque, but I did hear that if one of them collide, then it'll like kind of spread and make a lot of collisions, and then there could be some major repercussions on Earth because of it.
Yeah, well, I guess if one does, because I mean, momentum in space is kind of if you give a thrust, it's like if you fart, you're going to keep going forward until you change the force. I don't know how much force you need, but that's the general idea. That if you do that, yeah, but I don't think they technically leave Earth's atmosphere. I think it can.
I mean, it would still be cool to like see the Earth, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, some people say it's life changing to see it, but I'll keep my feet on the ground for right now.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Too scary. The risk is higher than the reward.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. For sure. I actually just did a video on you said risk reward. Before this I was recording other videos and I did it on burpees and the risk reward, and I just laid into burpees for a video. Yeah, well, part of the reason is, and I don't know if you listen to this podcast or not, but one of my friends from high school, he messaged me about, I put a post up about the new adult training that I'm going to start up. And I said no burpees like in the thing because I don't like burpees.
Yeah.
I think they're stupid. Their risk reward's bad. It's just bad for your wrist, elbows, knees, and backs. It's actually kind of an advanced exercise hidden as a beginner exercise. I won't get into it. I have a whole ranting video that will be coming out soon. And he's like, why no burpees? And I explained it to him and blah, blah, blah. But the risk reward is pretty bad. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, burpees are dumb. Don't do them.
I kind of get it. I always felt stupid when I did them. They're like, all right, 15 burpees. I'm like, the jumping part always confused me. You don't have to talk about it. Go watch his video. Go leave. Watch the video.
I don't even know if it's out. We'll see where it's at.
I always thought the jumping part was really stupid. So
yeah, it's a whole other thing. All right. Well, we're back, obviously, and we've been away since May. And I think the last video that came out was the one with Ian. And we have kind of an episode that we did that
was
lost.
A good one. I did watch that one.
Yeah. Ian's still in Canada fighting fires. And I don't know how bad the season was, but when he comes back, he's going to do another episode, which will be fun. Maybe we should do all three of us. We could do all three of us. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, fighting fires. But there's been a lot of changes between what Cole's doing, what I'm doing, and the size of my beard as well from last time. And there's a Santa Claus up here. I will talk about the Santa Claus later. I didn't want to move it. We're in the middle of we're the end of August here, and the Santa Claus is up, and I'll explain when that's out. But I want to talk about what you're doing now. So you're all dressed up because you just got done with teaching. So you're living in Bloomington now. Your background's different too.
Yep. Those are Aaron's plants. But I'm in Bloomington going to school. I know, disgusting, right?
Schoolboy.
Getting my master's degree at IU. And part of that, they're kind of paying for my school, but I have to teach a college class. So I have to like sort of dress up, but also it doesn't matter at the same time. It's kind of weird. But, anyways, that's why I'm going to look fancier than Brandon every week.
Yeah. Well, I do have one of my favorite sweatshirts. It's one of the
Dude,
newer
that actually
ones.
looks sick.
So
Yeah, I like it.
it's the same. This is just the sweatshirt. It's the same brand and kind of feel of the hoodie that you have. It's not
Mm-hmm.
embroidered, but the nerdiest thing about this is a one of one because I did a sample to see how it feels. The coloring, it's purple and orange, right? It's the hex code colors of Goku when he goes Ultra Instinct in the end of Dragon Ball Super. Like it's the exact color. So that's me, man. That's just what
I
I
get
do.
it. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it is cool.
Sounds cool.
So you're getting your master's degree. How many people in your class that you're teaching?
9.
Okay, so it's
So
pretty small.
no, it's pretty chill. They're all cool, but it's weird because like our age difference is pretty low,
Right.
right? The oldest student in my class is 20, and I'm like 23. So it's just kind of, it's one of those weird things, but also it doesn't really matter because I'm cool with them, they're cool with me. So
Yeah. What class? What is the name of the class technically? What do you teach? What's
So I teach intro to instrumental methods or instrumental techniques.
nice?
So the basic premise of the class is all of my students are choral education majors, which means they want to be choir teachers. So my class teaches them this is how you play a string instrument, a woodwind instrument, a brass instrument, and a percussion instrument on the off chance that they have to teach those classes. So a lot of times in public school now, if you hire a music teacher to teach choir, they'll say, okay, teach choir, but we also have an orchestra that you need to conduct. And so the choir teacher, the kids that I'm training, teaching right now, need to feel confident enough to teach orchestra.
Okay. So like as a choir teacher, you kind of need to have
A little bit of skill
yeah.
to teach another type of class. It's really weird. It's kind of a catch-all class. Like the class that I'm teaching, it right now it's a one semester class. Everything that I learned in my undergrad degree, it took about 2.5 years that this class is doing in 15 weeks. So
But it's just like to give less specifics and more like a general basis, I guess.
yeah,
So
pretty
they just
much.
they
That's
can
what it is.
you can kind of just fake it. For
Yep,
here you go.
that's
That's
no,
that.
no, no, no. That's like half the thing I tell them is just kind of fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Make friends with people that know more than you, you know?
Yeah. And you'll learn as you go, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And I mean, literally, I'm teaching them string instruments that I barely know how to play myself. I understand the techniques of how to be better, but I don't understand how to play it myself yet, you know? So
Yeah.
it's one of those weird classes.
No,
But
that's cool though.
you
And then
know,
and then you're actually doing like, and then you got to do school too. So
yeah, that's
you have
the
classes
hardest.
later on today.
Yeah. I mean, I have band where I just play, my trumpet.
Yeah.
But no, I actually just got out of a class, and the class is called Learning Processes in Music, and it's how your brain learns music, like what the processes are. Like it's a lot. I don't even want to talk about it. It's it's a
Well,
lot of reading, and it's a lot of academic reading, which is
yeah. Well, a lot of those. I mean, when you look at them, I don't have a master's degree. I like almost refuse to get one unless I'm like need to get one based on where I'm at currently. For you, it's
yeah.
definitely different. Just because your field, I feel like it
It makes you
definitely, yeah,
it makes you more qualified.
right,
Now, the problem is there's this movement in like teaching where schools are like, we will take less qualified teachers just to fill these positions, right? But it's kind of a disservice to the students because the teacher's not qualified to teach, right?
yeah,
So it's kind of this contrast because the schools don't want to pay for more qualified teachers, but they're also getting less qualified teachers by paying them less. So the students are learning less theoretically. So,
yeah. Well, it's like this still gets under my skin a little bit, but I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't have a master's degree. I got thrown into my whole story a little bit differently. So I have a lot more experience. So
Yeah.
U of L was going to send me an intern. They wanted to send me an intern, but she was going into her master's program to do an internship. And because I didn't have a higher degree of education through a master's degree, even though I got my undergrad at U of L, they didn't allow her to come and do her internship at the gym. And I had to
Oh,
talk to
that's
like
so
the,
annoying.
I had to talk to the main person over at Exercise Science. And she goes, well, how long have you been doing this? I was like, 7-8 years. She's like, well, how
Yeah.
many hours do you coach? He's like, well, it's not to insult you, but it's just the rules are the rules.
No,
It's like, all
it's
right, fair enough.
crazy. No, it's crazy. I mean, they kind of do the same thing with teaching. If you're getting a teaching degree, your last semester you student teach, and the teacher that you student teach with has to have a master's degree. So even if they've been teaching for 35 years, if they don't have a master's degree, they're not allowed to be your mentor teacher.
Right. It's just, yeah, it's wild, but I get it. I get it. I get it. It's still like, okay, cool. I get
You're
it.
angry. You're
Yeah.
angry. It's
It's
okay.
frustrating. It's like, all right, well, sometimes having interns after a long time, it's like, like I had my intern this past summer, Teddy, she did great. Teddy did so much extra stuff outside of the gym because I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you, she made 100 duck capes in like 2 days. And I was like, you want to make some duck capes? And then she enjoyed doing it. She did a great job this summer and she did that. She did a couple of tech stuff for me, a couple of video concepts.
Cool.
And I gave out 130 some odd ducks this summer, which is wild
That's
for the
sick.
podcast. Now it's really coming on strong. We'll all have kids come to the gym that they had friends that got a duck and they're like, can I get a duck? Like they're they're like asking for these ducks that have the podcast symbol. So I've got to order some more this weekend to give out for the
That's fun.
podcast. Yeah, it is fun. This summer was wild. So let's kind of get into some of the stuff that happened over the summer, some
Yeah,
of the
what'd you
gym
do?
stuff. Dude, so much.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, the reason that the podcast was kind of in a hiatus is because the amount of hours I was working. I kind of wanted a break anyways. It's nice. And I was coaching 8, 9 o'clock in the morning all the way to like 5 or 6. Now we could have done it after that, but
It's a lot. I mean,
yeah.
every time we hung out, Brandon was falling asleep at 8 p.m. So,
Yeah.
you
I don't
know.
want to say it was more like 9. Give me like 9 at least. 9. Yeah, it was pretty gassed because it's hot and
I mean, I get
coaching.
it. You're out running all day, so like
Well, the wild
it's
thing,
a lot of energy
yeah.
spent, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's not hot and that many kids, but the wild thing is now that I've come off of summer, I'm not coaching as many hours, but because I just refuse to not do anything during the day, I'm waking up at like 7. I either start coaching somebody at 8 in the morning or I take the dog to my parents' house at 7 or 8. And then from that time on, from 8 till, because I coach till 8 now because my classes are after school, I'm pretty much making videos. And this is gonna
That's fun.
the amount of videos that I have together, and this will go into kind of how we're going to set up the podcast and some of the YouTube stuff here. I've already got it all. Cole has no clue about any of the stuff.
No, I don't.
We're just
I just show
going.
up.
Yeah, but I have over 40. I'm not kidding you. This is how much I've been
40
working.
videos?
I have over just short form content. I have over 40 short form content videos already edited and sitting on my hard drive to put out. I
That's hype.
have 4 fully edited YouTube videos for the Sports Performance channel, and then we've got the podcast rolling back up. So I am
Cool.
ready to unload.
Cool. So, do you post videos on every platform or do you choose which platform you post the video?
It's a great question because I'm going to tell you the game plan. I'm going to tell everyone the game plan, and you're going to be part of this game plan too.
Cool.
I've been watching. I went back and re-listened to 2 of these podcast episodes that Mr. Beast was on, and just got real inspired. I'm like, I want to lay into this because I know I can do more, and it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it and just trying to make it better. But ideally, what we're looking at is the podcast. We don't have to just film it twice a month, but I'm only going to put out 2 episodes per month right now. So we're going to
Yeah.
do every other week with the pod, and then we can always do them back to back weeks and have some backlogged a little bit. And then every other week inside of those weeks, I'm going to have a YouTube video coming out on the Sports Performance channel. And then as far as the short form content, it's going to be coming out every single week because it's really easy to do that stuff. So that's kind of the generalized game plan of what we're going to be doing here. So it's not going to be every week, and there's a reason for it. Timeline, and then I think talking to some of my athletes this summer and people that are regular listeners to the podcast, it almost was every week was too much because they don't listen to podcasts all the
Dude,
time.
that's how I feel with the podcast that I listen to. I'm trying to catch up because I go in and out of phases. Like sometimes I want to listen to a lot of music, and then sometimes I want to listen to a lot of podcasts. And when I fall behind, oh my God, it is so much effort to catch up.
Yeah. So I think it was a little bit of content fatigue, and editing all that stuff takes a while. And I think doing it this way is going to it's going to allow the content to be different enough where we'll have clips from the podcast and whatever. It's just going to be spaced out enough that it's not just always the same stuff, hopefully. And then just keep going.
Sounds cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easy. And then clips on the channel, and we won't get too in depth of it. I do want to do some of that Prime video was fun that we did.
I agree.
I was going to have you, and I was going to like, hey, you want to go to the new Chick-fil-A sandwich? Do you like spicy stuff?
Yeah.
The new Chick-fil-A sandwich came out, I think, last week, and it's
You're talking about the biscuit thing.
It's a pimento jalapeno spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. That I was like, Cole, go try it, and we'll talk about it on the episode today.
Okay.
Let's see what it's called. We'll do that next week, or try it like this weekend. And do you like spicy stuff? Chick-fil-A new chicken
stuff
sandwich. It's called they have a new milkshake too.
Maybe this is something stupid about me, but I was at Kroger yesterday and I saw a habanero pepper for the first time in my entire life. Just like the actual pepper.
Most people have no clue that
habanero. Like, sorry, I'm looking up. It's called
Listen to me.
Sorry, it's the Chick-fil-A new honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. That is a lot.
Man, that's a mouth. They need to cut that down. Marketing wise, that is not going to hold up.
It's the comment section. Yes, this is the best Chick-fil-A item ever. Yeah, honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. Yeah, so it's the first time you've seen a habanero?
Yeah, no. And then it made me realize, what else do I not know what stuff looks like? You know?
Do you know what a poblano pepper looks like?
Nope.
They're like bigger and they're kind of wrinkly and they're green.
Man, great description. You're welcome. Was so good.
It's what they look. It's it looks like a massive jalapeno pepper that is more wrinkly. I think that's a better description.
Okay.
You know what a jalapeno pepper looks like?
Yeah, I think I'm picturing it.
Yeah, there you go. Because
perfect.
There's been one time that I accidentally bought jalapeno peppers instead of poblano, and then Lauren did the same thing one time too. It's like, whoops. It happens. All righty. All right. So that's all the content stuff coming out. That's all the crap that I've been doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I even have a list of video. I have a note section on my computer that just says video tracker, and I have the names of all the videos. And then when I post them, I click them off because I don't want to lose them, because I've done that before, because I have so many ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little wild.
Okay. So what was your favorite class that you taught during the summer? You call kids out.
No, we should do my least favorite class, because I have that one. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. It was my least favorite class.
I like that.
I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite class. I like when the classes are actually a certain amount of athletes. I think is the best way to, when I get like really hyped up. If it's too many, it can become a little chaotic.
Yeah.
So I like that butter zone of like when I have like 10, which over the summer is usually never 10. It was usually a little bit more than 10, but sometimes I would have 10 in a class. That's when it's like, it's fun because you can keep the energy up, but you can keep the pace moving well. Yeah, that's usually what I'm looking at. Yeah.
So 10. And who was it?
Oh, there wasn't even
I want direct
actual names. Call every single name out. Hey, I did give out a bunch of nicknames this summer, and we already have Roscoe. Roscoe is so heavily known now, especially at Cal. People come in and like,
I still don't get the nickname. Like,
okay, I'll explain it. It's such a good nickname, and it was so, it just happened so naturally. But Andrew was over at the gym, and Andrew is very high energy at times and very low energy at times. Like he goes really fast at a lot of stuff he does. And there was at times when he first started training with me, I would be explaining something and he's completely zoned out. And then because he likes to go fast, he would usually want to be in the front of the drill. So he'd be the first person to do the drill, but he didn't listen to half of what I said. So then he would do the drill and I'm like, he would stop halfway through, or he would like do it wrong. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? In the nicest way. And then I was like, and then eventually it's like, I'm going to call you Roscoe. At times in which you're not listening well and you're not doing stuff correctly, I'll say, all right, come on, Roscoe. And then he'll know that he's doing it incorrectly and he needs to think about what he's doing. And then it kind of worked. So it was a way of me not getting on him, but also kind of being fun with it. And it worked. And then now it just kind of stuck. And there's a bunch of his classmates know him as being Roscoe. And a couple of them are like, could I be a Roscoe too? So
oh
it's
my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good nickname. Roscoe.
That's so random though. Why would you?
Well, here, this one's even more random. You're not
Okay.
this one.
All right.
This one's grown to now there's 3. All right. It's Bobcat.
I like Bobcat though. That's cool.
There's 3 Bobcats. One of them has to stay a mystery. I won't say who the kind of original Bobcat was. If I won't even say who it is. There's an original Bobcat, and then I am also a Bobcat, but you can only call me Bobcat if you're a Bobcat. And I guess there's technically 4 Bobcats because one just got introduced in. And then I have a lacrosse athlete. His name is Grant, which I gave his entire team nicknames. He's a Bobcat because he has the personality of a Bobcat, which I don't know what that means, but he's definitely a Bobcat. And then one of my athletes, he asked me if he beat his laser time, if he could also be a Bobcat. And I was like, there's no way. He had beaten his time like 6 times in a row. And I was like, there's no way he's going to beat this time again. Lo and behold, he beats his time. So now we have 4 Bobcats. That's the story.
I don't get it. Whatever. I'm not a Bobcat. I'll never understand.
Yeah, you can only call someone a Bobcat if you're a Bobcat.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, those are the nicknames.
Them's are the rules.
Them's are the rules.
Okay, got it. So we've got Bobcats. We've got 10
Roscoe's.
kids is the best. And you worked
a lot.
And
I'm working even more now just because I'm making so many videos. And the podcast is back, baby. More ducks. Santa Claus. Let's talk about Santa here. If you're just listening, There's a Santa Claus behind me. Lauren and I went to Hobby Lobby.
He's holding a Christmas tree too, by the way.
Yeah, dude, he's a great looking Santa.
He looks a little skinny for me, but
yeah, I'm not going to grab him, but he might just stay there until Christmas happens.
That's fine. A little Christmas special episode.
Yeah, we got to do that. Dude, that was fun last year, all 4 of us.
I agree.
Where's Erin, by the way? Is she just hiding in the background?
She's through that door.
It's so funny.
She's reading.
Don't make any noise.
She could be right there. So our couch here has a little sectional over there. So
you should just point the camera next time, and she's just in the background the entire time. Just like the camera.
Little boop. You know.
Yeah, she's just there.
Yeah, there's a piano on our ground right now.
Nice. But yeah, we went to Hobby Lobby, and again, this was in July, and we've never really bought or had a Santa Claus as part of our Christmas decor. And we went out to buy some fall stuff because, as one does, you buy fall stuff in the middle of summer. Yeah. And I saw that Santa Claus, and we both agreed that we liked this one. So we bought a Santa Claus at Hobby Lobby at the end of July, and that's our Santa Claus. And I was supposed to probably put it up in the Christmas section, but Lauren rarely comes in here, and she probably will be listening to this. So she hasn't seen that it's just been sitting there the entire time.
Yeah, but it looks great
because it's around the corner.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's stuck there now.
Yep,
it's a permanent institution.
It's a permanent part of the podcast now.
Is it in your videos? Your little, like when you comment on stuff?
No. So any of those other ones, like the YouTube or the TikTok stuff, I have been changing up where I shoot my camera, but it's just 100% me, different lighting. Yeah. Well, this is a wider.
There.
This is a wider shot. YouTube, I use the wall there's a perfect wall next to me that I can put text on, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay.
Well, now I need a little guy. I don't know.
Get you a little.
I have my duck. I always have my duck here.
I've got my duck too. My Batman duck.
Is it going to read backwards when they're looking at it?
I don't think so. I think it flips it. It looks like it's flipping it now.
All right, good.
Ducks.
Good.
Both have a Batman.
Go subscribe.
Yeah. Okay, I have some fun questions here, actually.
Okay.
That I wrote down.
Shoot.
Now, there's probably going to be multiple answers to this. If you were able to pick one entree or side from a fast food restaurant, and you got to pick two different ones, and you can combine it in the sense of making a meal or something that just like you like the best of, which two ones would you pick? So I have an answer to kind of so you can think about it, and this will give you an idea. If I had to pick two entrees, this is a really heavy one. I would pick a Five Guys burger, and I would pick a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, which is a lot of food, but that's what I would pick. But then if I was picking something that like goes together better, that's not as heavy, outside of those two, I would probably pick a chalupa from Taco Bell and wings from Wingstop.
What?
Yeah.
You think that goes together better?
No, it doesn't. But
yeah, what?
But I think of wings as more of a side. Like wings aren't
That's crazy.
a full meal, right? Like that's
Yeah, but like, I mean, a side is a weird. They're definitely an appetizer.
wings are appetizers.
Well, I mean, if you don't think of them as an entree, they're not a side.
It's a great question, actually.
Oh, what? I mean, what restaurant do you go to and you're like, can I get a side of chicken wings?
But I would like a side of chicken wings with almost every meal. Like that's like if you like if you were like, all right, you can have a burger and fries, or you can have a burger and a couple of chicken wings and some fries. I would take half the fries and give me a couple of chicken wings with my burger.
Okay, can I answer the question? Your answer is weird. So.
We're gonna come back to mine too, but yeah, you can go ahead.
Fine.
What do you got?
I was thinking, and I have a couple different options. So my first one, if I'm gonna do a side and an entree, it's gonna be Shogun fried rice.
Nice.
And I am calling that fast food. I don't care. Shogun fried rice and a Five Guys cheeseburger, double cheeseburger.
That's a combo.
That would be insane. And then the other one would be Five Guys Cajun fries with Cane's chicken, mainly just for the sauce. I think the sauce would go crazy with the fries.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yep. So
those are both much better than mine. But let's go back to the fact that our hold on. Just hear me out.
Okay.
I understand that chicken wings, for the most part, you kind of look at it as an entree. But how often do you go somewhere and all you eat is just chicken wings? How often do you do that? Maybe Wingstop, maybe B-Dubs, maybe.
Yeah. But the thing is, if I ever get wings, it's typically always as an entree.
Okay, what if you get pizza and wings? Then what does that make the wings at that point?
A wonderful combo. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Okay, let me ask you.
That's in my eyes. That's like saying, what if you got a taco and a burger? It's just two things that I both like.
Okay, all right.
I would eat.
Let me break it down this way. And I know I might sound stupid, but this is literally just how I feel. If you could get a Five Guys burger and you could get Cajun fries from Five Guys, but instead of getting the full order of fries for the same price, you could half the fries and get, say, 4 chicken wings.
I would do it every time.
Okay. Which makes it a side. I'm just kidding. Makes it a side. I don't know.
God, that was so weird. Why do you believe that?
I don't know. I don't know. That's just, yep. It's just what I believe.
Have you always thought that way? Or is it just like newer?
That chicken wings are sides?
Yeah.
No, I would love to have a chicken wing with just every meal or something along, not every meal, but it's not a full, let's see. If you were to be like, all right, I'll give you 10 boneless chicken wings from Wingstop, which I like a couple of their sauces. Like, I think it's good. And that's like my dinner. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I'm full, but I feel like I just ate a bunch of sides. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't like it's,
I just so disagree.
I don't know. It's
not traditional or boneless?
Definitely boneless.
Oh, okay. So you're eating chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I like chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are good. Chicken nuggets are good.
You want chicken nuggets with every meal, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. I think that's fine. It's fine with me. We got to talk about Succession. It has to be. We have. So we got to talk about it a little bit. And
I don't want to go crazy with it
Yeah.
because
As a
I don't
show,
know.
it's definitely a more mature show, and you should only watch it at
Oh yeah,
appropriate ages.
no, yeah. Hey, kids, do not watch this.
Well, even I think kids in general, they wouldn't even
They wouldn't get it, but
they wouldn't. Yeah,
also, yeah, it's not really appropriate.
yeah, it's definitely not appropriate. Definitely that. But I also think I don't even think they would get it or enjoy it as
No,
much.
they wouldn't.
The depth of some of the tropes, or not tropes, the right word, but some of the places that they go in that show. So we finished it, and I still have the weirdest opinion about it.
I would love to hear it because when we finished it, he was like, "It's awful. It's so bad.
I did not say
It's
that.
terrible."
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
He's like, "I don't like the ending." And then he watched like 2 YouTube analyses. He's like, "Oh, I get it. It's so good." And now he's like, "I have this weird opinion." So go
I have
share with the
a
class.
I have a conflicting opinion. Granted, there are 2 or 3 episodes from that show that are just like, I mean, there's one which we're not
2.
going to do any spoilers. There's one episode, without a doubt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've seen the show or watched the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's one episode that literally affected my psyche for days.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
So what's your opinion now? Where does your opinion stand today?
I think the best way to answer that is that I think it's a phenomenal show. Okay, I do. I think it's a phenomenal show.
Okay.
The ending is very similar to me in which The Sopranos ended, in the sense of I didn't love it, but then when it was broken down to me more because of my smooth brain, I was like, okay, this is actually really great the way they did break it down. Again, we're not going to do any spoilers here. So I was like, okay, I get it. I'm fine with it. But
I mean, you can don't spoil it, I guess, but like, what would you have wanted? You know,
see, the thing is, that's why it's so conflicting because I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you do the way you want, then it's not right for the show. If you do the way you don't want, then it would have been bad. But they just did it the perfect way, which is how the show and the story would have actually unfolded.
Yeah. Which I agree with. I do. But
Yeah.
but there's for some reason with that show, it may be because it is so good that it affects me in a way that to say it's one of the greatest shows of all time, I think it can go up there. But because it made me feel so sad at times, that I think it has to bring it down a little bit. I think it was too good, almost.
Brandon's like,
to an extent.
It just gave me so many emotions, so it's got to be a bad show, right?
It's exactly how I feel.
Oh my god.
Which I can completely understand if someone would be like, "Oh, this guy's stupid. Shut up." The show's. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's phenomenal. There's so many good things about it, but it's so sad.
It's top 5. Top 5, easy.
All right, I'd give it a top 10. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It's without a doubt in the top 10. All right.
Okay.
Whether I kick it to a top 5, it's just so sad.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, if you are of age and you haven't watched it, there's a lot of hype around it. They're going to win a lot of awards coming up here.
They already have, and they're going to win more at the Emmys. I don't know. When are the Emmys?
I think they're in September, and they have what, like 20 to 30 nominations. I think it's in September. It's way up there.
It is. Oh, wait. Hey, why are they not clear about this date? January 2024.
I thought it was I don't know. I thought I looked it up in the past, but maybe I didn't.
Oh, it was originally scheduled for September, but had to be pushed back as a result of the strikes that are happening.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it was September. Okay, that's wild. When is that stuff going to end? It's going to affect.
I don't know. It's crazy, and I hope they win. That's all I have to say. I hope they win.
Some of the stories, and I don't know too much about it, but some of the stories of the residuals on some of those shows,
oh my
of
God,
people
they're crazy.
Writing, and I mean, Suits alone. I think the streaming on that. Have you seen the streaming on that? And
yeah, it's been going crazy recently on Netflix. I feel like every time I pull up Netflix, Suits is the top show.
Have you watched it at all?
I know the premise. I think I've seen one episode, maybe, but Other than that, I have not seen it.
Suits has quickly shot to the services list, top 10 list on Netflix, with an estimated 18 billion minutes watched since July.
Huh?
Yeah.
18 billion?
Mm-hmm.
What
Which
does
is
that
insane.
even mean? You know?
It means a lot of people are watching it.
Like, is there one guy that's just sitting there like nonstop? It's on no matter what.
I think it's just a bunch of people. A bunch of people are obviously watching it, but I think they're binge watching it. Like it's just going. I mean, Lauren and I have watched some episodes of it actually, but I've already seen the first 3 or 4 seasons for the most part. I think it's a good show. It's fun,
Gotcha.
simple, nothing amazing. It's not like Succession.
True.
It is not. Some of the acting in the beginning of it's a little cheesy. It's I think it gets better later on.
I agree, but I also think you don't understand. Like, if you went back and rewatched it right now that you know the characters, it's gonna seem less cheesy because the characters, they're kind of outlandish when you first watch it because they're so rich and uber whatever, you know. So when you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, they were playing the character the whole time, but they just developed and changed.
Yeah. Are you talking about Succession or Suits?
I'm talking about Succession.
Okay.
Were you talking about Suits?
No. I thought you were talking about Succession. Then I was like, what are you talking about Suits? No, I got you. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Anyways,
have you been following any of the messy soccer stuff over the summer?
So I got a notification after his first game because he had like a hat trick, right? In his first game in Florida.
Maybe. I don't know.
Something like that. I remember getting that notification. And then there was one other big news story that came out. And that's all I know.
Yeah, it's okay. You got to get on Messi TikTok because no, it's nuts. I mean, his first debut, I think it was the first debut game. They won his first debut game. He got subbed in. They won the league. Like they won the league with PKs. He's had some of the craziest goals during his time there. I mean, it's a really fun story to follow. So if you get on your TikTok and you see a Messi video, make sure you like it and watch it because it'll pull up plenty. There's one goal. There was one goal that's just like, I mean, you can't not love the story. It's almost like it was written how well it's played out for him and that team, which is wild.
What was I going to say? I've forgotten.
It was either soccer or football.
It was soccer related, and it's over. It's gone. Messi's cool. Soccer's cool. Oh, yeah. How long is soccer season? Because I feel like they're like, they won the championship, and then they just keep going.
I honestly don't know. I think the leagues are very much different. I'm not the right person to ask.
Because, like, what? I feel like that happens, right? They just, like, they win stuff, and then they're like, let's keep going. We're playing into something else now.
Well, some of the, like, when you look at the EPL, so that league is a league in itself, but then there's also, they play in, and I'm probably butchering this, but they play for the Champions League too, in the sense of they've got your 20, 30 some odd teams, they play against each other, right? Well, sometimes they play against teams that are in other leagues for a bigger cup that's called Champions League.
Okay.
That's...
I think this is why Americans hate soccer. Just make it simple. We have the NFL, the NBA, and the MLB. And it's simple. There's one winner, there's one league for each team. NHL. And then soccer comes along and they're like, we're just going to do the craziest system imaginable.
Well, I think it's
don't do that. Hey, don't do that.
Well, I'm gonna defend it. It's because it's one country versus, and the other ones, they don't keep it just in country. They spread out because the countries are closer and the United States is massive. So they can do that easier. If you think about the size of the United States and then the size of like going from one country to the next, I don't know the actual distance, but I think to drive from like the East to West Coast is almost like driving from, like, you can drive through like 7 countries over there. So it kind of allows them to do that, which can be more fun, but I get what you're saying. It makes it more confusing for sure.
Like, it's too much. I don't know. It's too much. To answer your little TikTok question, which is the easiest league to go professional in? I think it's soccer. There's so many teams. Just pick a team, pick a country, pick a league that you want to play in. There's somewhere that you can play. Right?
No, I
don't know, man.
There's a guy that was pretty adamant on the question of like, what's the hardest to go professional in? On that question I asked, it's like, what's the hardest sport to go pro in? This guy was so aggressive on. He's like, it's baseball. It's definitely baseball.
No,
like
it's not.
To get up to the ranks, it's definitely baseball. I was like, okay, man, I don't know enough about it. It's just meant to be a fun question.
Okay. You have to definitely define professional in the sense of baseball, because if you're minor league, you're technically professional, but you're not in the major league, right? So playing minor league baseball is not as hard as making it all the way to the MLB. So in that sense, maybe, right? I still kind of think it's basketball. I don't know what I put. I think I might have put golf or something like that, but I think it's basketball.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, there's so many semantics to the question, because like, okay, you have to define what professional, like what level of professional you're looking at.
Yeah.
But then also like for that, you did say golf, and the reason you said golf is if you win one tournament, right?
Oh, that was the easiest to earn a million in. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the easiest to go professional in, that you have to be able to sign $1 million contract.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the hardest. So the golf one is true, but there's so many semantics to this stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. I did kind of roast some baseball guys, and not roast them, but I said, I'm tired of hearing the whole argument about the hardest sport to go pro and the hardest thing to do in sport is to hit a baseball. Cause you only really have to do one thing. And they were getting so upset, which I was fine with, but I wasn't trying to be mean, but I was like, I'm tired of hearing this as an excuse. It's just one thing.
Name something harder.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Name something harder.
I know, baseball guy. I know. It's just it's always to come up with something original. How about that? Okay. Come up with something original is all I want to hear. Have you actually? Two things. We're gonna go football, and then we're gonna be done. We're not gonna go full hour.
Actually, I have fitness questions for the end.
Okay. All right. Classic. We will talk about fitness. Okay, that's perfect. So let's do football and then fitness questions, and then we're out. The first episode back, baby. Okay. Have you watched the Patrick Mahomes? That's not Patrick Mahomes. The quarterback documentary.
The quarterback thing? No, I haven't yet. I know you told me to, and you're a big Kirk Cousins fan now. But
Kirk Cousins is the man.
Are we doing a fantasy league?
That's the next thing we're talking about.
Sick.
Sick. We had to start it up if we're gonna do it. Right? When's the season start?
We had got another week. So this weekend is like a big draft weekend, which is the one I'm actually driving to Louisville to be in person for my draft.
Nice.
But yeah, so this weekend is the big like draft weekend. First game is next Thursday.
Okay. So. We have time. I saw a TikTok on this, and it's not that we have to do it, but what you do is instead of us drafting, we have Lauren and Aaron draft.
I did see that. Yeah.
And then we manage the teams.
Yep.
That could be fun.
The main issue, and we'll have to figure out some handicaps
2-person
for
league,
me.
Yeah.
Well, no. So we have to do 4.
Yeah.
For 1. But for 2, I know more than all of you all combined about pro sports and pro football.
I watched that documentary and a couple other ones, so I don't know about that.
You know what? Actually, you go ahead and draft Kirk Cousins. Go for it. Go for it.
I might draft a couple of his wide receivers. How about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. I don't know.
Anyways, so we'll have to figure out the handicaps for myself.
Okay, but we should do it.
We will be doing it.
Okay. All right, we're in. Aaron can hear you. You hear that, Aaron? I'm just kidding. Lauren's not here. I'll text her right now.
Good. Put it in the
group chat. I'm gonna text her right now. Group chat or text her? I'll put it in the group chat.
Cool.
All right. What are your fitness questions?
Okay, so I've gone from having crunch to now an apartment gym, which it has 2 bikes in it, which are kind of sick. I have a treadmill. I have an elliptical machine. I have one like crazy machine that has like leg extension, leg curls, shoulder press, chest press, kind of craziness, whatever. And then I have 2 benches with a few free weights. And I have some ideas of what I want to do, but also I'm kind of like, what can I actually do? So maybe this is something you can think about and answer next time,
I can answer it off the top of my
or
head.
you can answer it right now.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, first question is, do you not have a crunch around you?
No, I don't. I would have kept my membership. The closest one is in Indianapolis, which is an hour drive, and
I know.
I'm not doing that.
What is is there a Planet Fitness?
There's
or
a
anything?
Planet Fitness, but I don't really want to pay for it right now, just yet.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So in like that setting, it's always kind of the same answers. You just have to, the first thing is picking the number of days that you feel you can commit to doing it. You also, when you pick the number of days you feel like you can commit to doing it, you also need to pick a time in which you schedule it, because if you don't, you're not going to do it. That's the first thing.
That makes
pick
sense.
a time, pick a days, pick a schedule. So 2 to 3 days a week is a good starting point, because 5 days is a lot, especially when there's not that much equipment. It's kind of like, and then after that, you basically just do the same thing each day that you go, and then change up the rep ranges.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Should I always be doing a full body when I'm in there, since it's such limited equipment, right? Or should I just be like legs, arms, other on the other day,
Yeah, so if you're doing a 2 to 3 day split, usually you can get away with definitely doing full body. You're going to get more out of it that way. So you kind of pick. I mean, the easiest way to look at it is you just pick 2 to 3 upper body components, 2 to 3 lower body components, maybe a core.
That's
and
what
then,
I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard. And then you stick between the 8 and 12 rep ranges, maybe sometimes 15 for fun if you're doing something lighter. And you use the cardio as a warm up tool or post workout.
Okay, cool.
And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much what I've been doing, but I just didn't know if you had a little expert take on it.
No, I mean, it's usually just the basics, and consistency is always the answer, as annoying as it can be. I mean, you can get into
so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you can get into specifics of progressions and all this other stuff, but that's not really your goal. I mean, you're looking to just move your body, and once you get and when starting off too, if you make it too specific or too outlandish, the commitment's going to be harder to stick to for anyone, just like behavioral change. So then if you do that, then you're kind of just like, well, then you're not working out. And then it's like, well, what's the point of being so specific?
Yeah.
It's like once you commit to doing it for months and you're like, all right, I'm getting bored with this. Then you're like, all right, now let's specifically change this, and that kind of thing. That's how you do it.
Fair enough.
Easy enough. Don't need to think about it. Just answer the question. I'm just kidding.
Fine.
And you can even
I'll go work out, Brandon.
I mean, you could do the cardio stuff as a warm up. You definitely don't want to, or you can do it like post as like an actual workout, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
That's all you got.
I'll give you fitness updates. Let you know how it's going.
Give you fitness updates.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will be every other week on the podcast from now on. We'll have topics sometimes. We will have topics not other times. We'll have fitness questions every single other maybe time. And Santa Claus will be here maybe. And Cole is in the game in Bloomington. And we're going to do a fantasy draft. And I'm going to win.
Yep. We will be analyzing it next time.
Oh, yeah. We got to do the draft and then we analyze next time. All right. We're out. Bye.
Bye.